Hi everyone, I'm here in the Fairmont Hotel in Chicago. I was on my way to New York and I got to stop off. Delighted to meet Joe Kraft, Dr. Joe Kraft, who many of you will be familiar with from our earlier interview, and his son Kevin has got us here together in the Fairmont Hotel. And we're just going to have a little chat, probably not talk about the insulin assay because we went through that in detail before, but we were just chatting over dinner about some of your experiences actually just around World War II a long time ago, with tuberculosis and TB and some of the papers you published at the time.
Well, I tell you what, it was a very interesting time in my life too. Being assigned to Fitzsimmons General Hospital was only through the grace of our Lord. See, prior to that, I had been then sent me down to Panama to become a battalion surgeon.
Yeah.
And my big job there was to go up and inspect Madden Dam, M-A-D-D-E-N, which was a high dam up there, which allowed the water to come in when they wanted to alter the levels of the canal.
Oh, right, Panama.
Yeah, in Panama,
Right.
yeah. And they gave me a sergeant who was my driver. He wouldn't let me walk anywhere. He had to drive me. he so loved driving. And we were approaching right around the end of November. The commanding general of the Caribbean Command gave everyone in his whole territory a 30-day unofficial leave.
Oh.
And they could go any place that they wanted to, but they couldn't go to the United States. I said, well, isn't that cute? Here, our first baby is due sometime first part of January, and I'd like to be there. I had this first officer with me, and he'd been through everything. He said, well, look, I have a very good friend of mine. We were together through all the battles. He's in the Surgeon General's office, and he's the one who cuts the orders. Write him and tell him that I told you to, and ask him what you wanted to do. I said, okay, good. Then I had a hitchhiker ride home. SAC was the Strategic Air Command Air Force, which covered the whole world. It had so many airplanes that it made everything look small compared to it. I hitchhiked a ride with a general on his plane up to Florida. And from there was a short break. I got another ride up to Washington, D.C. Now, I had this special pass that was going to give me priority because, quote, an emergency.
Right.
So I took advantage of it, and they would put me on another plane. A couple of days had gone by now. The next day I got off on a plane and we were going to Topeka, Kansas, which is in the middle of nowhere. In fact, it is nowhere. So then the next thing I know is that we're almost there. So I got my last ride. It went into the Air Force Base, and they were demonstrating some of their real fast planes because no one had them before then.
All right.
So
Jets.
that was very, very interesting. I finally got on an on a streetcar way out in East Denver, and rode it a couple miles. So I got in downtown, then finally got on one that took me out to North Denver, where Mary Kay was living with her parents.
Right.
Now this is about 8:30 at night, about the 10th or 11th of December, and here I am. All I got is sunglasses because somehow or other I misplaced my regular glasses. I have a habit of doing that. So there I was. I had brought several gifts for them. I rang the doorbell. Mary Kay answered it, and she said, "Oh my gosh, what are you doing here?" I said, I thought I'd come home and see you.
And word, oh, you had not sent word ahead.
Yeah.
Oh,
And,
wow.
and it was wonderful. And then after a few days, her birthday was coming up, and it was the 29th of December.
Same as mine.
Is it really?
It's 29th of December, yeah.
Oh boy, isn't that something?
There you go.
And she said, wouldn't it be nice if our baby was born on my birthday? I said, why not? It wasn't due until January 15th or something like that. And what did I know? We gave her castor oil, and within 24 hours or so, something like that, she got a lot of activity. I said, look, time's wasting. I got to get you in the hospital now. So, okay, we drove her in. We go into St. Joe's Hospital where she had finished her training as a nurse. And she goes in there, and all the nurses say, oh, Mary Catherine's back. And she was like a homecoming. And they're chit-chatting back and forth. I said, just a minute, she came in here because she's in labor. She didn't come in here to visit. You can visit later. So that was fine. So we went back into the labor room. Now, Dr. Auer, who was our OB-GYN man, was very blunt, very firm, and that sort of thing.
Those days, yeah.
Yeah, and he said, we'll take care of it. Just go in there and sit and wait. At this time, you could not be in the same room when your wife was delivering. They've
Right.
changed that a long time ago, but you couldn't do it then. I said, okay, I don't make the rules, I just have to obey them. Then they put her on scopolamine, sort of an anti-contraction thing on it. It also had an effect of causing a lot of delusions. She said, look at that dog over there, what's he doing? I said, I'll be darned if I know what he's doing, we better get him out of here. I said, okay, we did. And finally, she was being getting the crown, they put her on the table. And I'm waiting in the doctor's lounge, which is around the corner from where the delivery room was. Then after about 20, 30 minutes, I hear a baby cry. He said, Joe, you can go back to Panama now. It's a girl.
Telling you.
Yeah, so that was it.
And you got, and was it? It didn't turn out to be the 29th.
Huh?
What the date in the end? Remember, you were hoping it would be, or your wife was hoping it would be the 29th of December. Not quite.
No. Well, it made it.
Oh.
It made it by 1 minute.
Oh, in the 29th?
Yeah.
Just before midnight?
Yeah, just
Oh,
before
wow,
midnight.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I
just-
didn't know the answer to, or the answer to that.
Just made it. Just made it. And
Very good. Wow.
that was an interesting time. Well, prior to that, I had followed my first lieutenant's suggestion of writing a good letter to his friend, who was the person writing the cutting the orders in the Surgeon General's office. I told him what I'd like to do and everything else on it. Okay, pretty soon my leave is about up, and I have to get back to New Orleans to get on a boat, and it'll take me back to Panama.
Oh, boat, not plane to go back.
No. So that's where I was. I said, well, Mary Catherine, listen, can't help this. I take the train, and it's a long ways down there anyway from Denver. And I'm in there sitting around looking at something or another, and the phone rings, and it's Mary Kay. She said, your orders came. I said, wow, give me the numbers. So he gave me the numbers of them. I took them down, put them down, and signed out. Then went back to Denver. And the next day I reported to Colonel Kendall, who was chief of medicine at Fitzsimmons. He said, how in the heck did you get here? I didn't ask for you. I said, Who knows?
It's a fix.
Yeah.
So your new orders were to
I could. I didn't have to go back to Panama. I could be reassigned to Fitzsimmons.
oh right, okay.
So that was a good part of it.
Wow, yeah.
It was very, very good.
That was excellent.
Yeah.
Dad?
Yeah.
Wasn't Fitzsimmons a chest center?
Yes, it was. It was a chest center for all of the services. Colonel John Grohl was the chest surgeon at that time. They were doing procedures that no one ever heard of before. I mean, this is wartime, everything else. Going in, taking parts, working around the heart, and everything else on it.
Right. And would this be war injury or
They
illness?
didn't know. Whatever it was, he was under a great big shield of protection because he was in the Army. And his surgery came out great.
Oh.
And he became quite famous for it in regard to it, which is fine. Which is fine.
And was he, say, working on people with TB or cancers, chronic diseases, removing, or
They
what's kind of
would,
secret?
they would work on anything that they could work on.
Right.
And because they were getting people from all over the world, you suddenly had tropical diseases appearing out of nowhere, everything else like that. And it became like a bazaar of pathology, everything that was there.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very interesting.